Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to actually buy Bitcoin and the different options you have to store Bitcoin. There's a couple different methods, some more secure than others, some more convenient than others. So we'll talk a little bit about what those are. So just a quick recap. Um, so Bitcoin is fully electronic, fully digital, exists on the Bitcoin blockchain, and is based on or is built on cryptography. So one important thing to know or understand, and a difficult concept for many people to grasp, is coming from kind of the tangible asset space. Is how do I hold my assets? So like with a physical gold bar, you can either store it privately in your house or a safe deposit box or something like that. But you know where it is. You can physically pick it up and touch it and move it. You can also own gold through proxy, right? So um, you can own ETFs or other investment derivatives that own gold, and you own a portion of that. So through proxy, you own gold. And lastly, you can, if you don't want to self custody your gold, you can still buy physical gold, but you can pay somebody to custody it, to store it, keep it safe, um, and you pay a fee for doing that. So it's very similar, and that's a very good analogy to Bitcoin. So the first thing I want to start off with is what is an exchange. A lot of people have heard of things like Coinbase, which is an exchange. And so on exchanges, what you're doing is literally doing that. You're exchanging things like U.S. dollars for Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, and they are receiving one type of currency or asset, and they're giving you the other one in return. And so that's really the sole function of an exchange, is just to be um, converting and transacting in different asset types and different currencies. Now you can keep your Bitcoin. So if you trade U.S. dollars for Bitcoin on an exchange, you'll see a balance. For example, on Coinbase, you'll see a balance in Bitcoin on Coinbase. That Bitcoin is custodied by that exchange. It exists on that exchange. They can use it for liquidity. They can use it for other transactions, as just like a bank would. And so the first decision you have to make is, do I want to leave it on an exchange where it's convenient? You don't have to worry about doing anything, but there's counterparty or third party risk if that exchange is um, compromised, if the exchange is regulated in a way that you don't want it to be. There are risks of having those assets on an exchange. And there's precedent in the past, earlier on, but there's precedent of exchanges being compromised, Bitcoin being stolen or withdrawn, um, or the exchanges just uh, uh, basically collapsing and failing and no longer being existent. So you want to really think about, or I would highly encourage you to think about, you do your transactions, you do your exchanges on the exchange like a Coinbase, but then you want to think about the next step is, where do I want to transfer my Bitcoin? And so you have a couple of options. You have um, hardware, or excuse me, you have hot wallets or online wallets, and these are things like the Coinbase wallet app on your phone. So there's several different types of wallets that can exist on your phone. Um, these are called hot wallets because they're online, they're always connected, but it moves the Bitcoin from the exchange to your own wallet. So think of it's no different than an actual wallet that holds cash, except it exists on your phone in a digital fashion. And so you would download one of these apps, you would install it on your phone. There is a very important concept called a seed phrase, which, again, when you go through the app setup, it will say this is your seed phrase. Protect this and back this up at all costs. I can't stress enough, if you choose to move your Bitcoin off of exchange to your own wallet, protecting that seed phrase is, um, if you lose that seed phrase and lose your wallet, your Bitcoin assets are gone, due to the nature of cryptography. So you want to really secure that seed phrase by printing it out and laminating it, keeping it in a safe or safety deposit box, really ensuring that A, nobody else has it, and B, that it is in a very, very safe place in the event that you need to restore your wallet, and which will restore your access to your Bitcoin. So mobile apps or online wallets are one option to move your Bitcoin off of exchange into your custody, and that's good because it's a little bit more secure because it's in your custody. It introduces a little bit of risk if you, as you're getting started and understanding how to hold Bitcoin and move Bitcoin around. There's a little bit of risk of human error if you're unsure of what you're doing. And it's still online, so it's while it is safer than being on an exchange, it's not totally removed from being attacked because your wallet is connected and online. Really not an issue for smaller balances if you're storing a few $100s or even a few $1,000s. Probably not a huge issue. The next thing to consider, though, if you're thinking about holding significant amounts, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars in Bitcoin, is something called cold storage or a cold wallet, an offline wallet. And what this is it typically looks like a USB key like this that you plug into your computer, and you move so just like you would to the hot wallet or online wallet, you'd move the Bitcoin to your wallet's address, but you have to physically have the key plugged into your computer, and you have to push some buttons on the key to authorize the transaction either to the wallet or away from the wallet, which adds a kind of a physical second layer of security to moving or transacting in the Bitcoin. So that way you can move large amounts of Bitcoin to cold storage. It's not always online. And for somebody to manipulate or authorize access to the Bitcoin or move it to a different wallet, they would really have to have physical access to your device, and know the private keys to your Bitcoin wallet. So it's arguably the most secure. Again, just like the hot wallet, it introduces yet a little bit more complexity. So in return for convenience, you're trading off complexity. But that, and one other way that people think about these wallets is you can have two wallets, right? So you can kind of have a mobile app wallet or a hot wallet used for transactions if you want to get used to sending other people small amounts of Bitcoin, or finding opportunities to even spend Bitcoin at retail stores or online. You can keep a small amount, a couple $100s, $1,000 in your mobile wallet, your hot wallet, and think about your hardware wallet or your cold storage as a savings space, right? Where you're putting these assets onto a cold storage device and probably not touching them you're really not transacting with them. You're just kind of leaving them there in a very safe place, because it is a little bit cumbersome to have to plug the device into a computer and in order to authorize the moving the Bitcoin back and forth to other places. So that's kind of in summary. We'll keep it short. You've got exchanges for transacting US dollars or other currencies to Bitcoin, and there's many of them. You then have hot wallets or online wallets, think mobile app. You then have cold storage or offline wallets, like these little USB keys. Those are some of the most common ways to hold your Bitcoin. We are seeing an increasing number of pushes for things like ETFs or trusts, where you can actually own or proxy own Bitcoin through retirement accounts or other brokerage accounts. That space is still really new, and it's going through a lot of regulatory kind of scrutiny. So it's not really well developed right now, but you will have options in the near future to hold Bitcoin or have Bitcoin exposure without actually owning the underlying asset. So that could be a really appealing thing for some people who just don't want the complexities and are willing to trade convenience for a slight premium. So hopefully it's helpful. If you have questions, drop comments below or reach out to me directly. I'm happy to go through any of these things in more detail if you'd like. So thanks. Have a nice day.